You're listening to the Business Mike podcast. Amazing interviews with entrepreneurs and industry thought leaders.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Business Mike podcast. And joining me today is Waleed. Waleed, can you just share with the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to really be in a great continent like Africa, which I really appreciate. People, culture, passion, and we have great people from there, which we admire personally as Saudis. I'm honestly, for the past 23 and extra, not showing that I'm old, involved in customer experience. I was 10 years in banking at the beginning, which was basically customer service. Then it evolved to customer experience. Then I went to American Express International, here, an office here, and then to Bahrain, then internationally, working with them for 8 years to establish and build American Express Saudi Arabia. Then I moved from there to one of the big group family companies, who they have more than 5 retail automotive agencies and providers. I was their customer experience consultant and provided them for the full group as a customer experience director in the group itself. And under me were more than 5 agencies for car retail. In 2016, I started my own business, which was in customer experience itself, as a consultation firm and providing services to the Saudi market. Then I sold it on 2022. And I said I want to retire. Me and my wife, we started traveling. Then I got a call from a friend, a mutual friend for me and my family. He said, Waleed, you need to get back to customer experience. We need people like you. So I started my own brand, which is establishing it as a personal brand to educate people, support people about customer experience. I started from July. And here we are. I meet a person, and a great person like you.
Right, and it's an honor to have you on the podcast. And
thank you.
Just to kick things off for our audience, maybe you can share with us, having had all that experience, the importance of customer experience in driving and growing a business, and especially sustaining it. What role does customer experience play in that?
Sure. Customer experience has multiple positive effects if implemented correctly. It's one of the important effects that customer experience presents to the market or presents to the investor in customer experience, is that it differentiates you from your competitors. If we're looking on a customer experience perspective, it differentiates you. An example, Nielsen's last survey on, I think so, 2022, when it was presented, it showed that 60% to 65% companies who excel in customer experience, they excel in differentiating and customer retaining to really enjoy purchasing with them and continuing to be a loyal customer with this brand. If it was a brand or a group of companies, basically. So customer experience is also a tool or a strategy that stabilizes the company. What do I mean by stabilizing the company is that as much as there is higher, an unhealthy environment in a company, the company doesn't survive. It could be that a lot of complaints are coming, employees are getting frustrated. So here we could see that a lot of companies even fail. They could be doing, let's say, 40 to 50% of ROI. It could be lower than that because of retention of employees or retention of customers. They are losing in that field. Their reputation could be fractured due to unprofessional service. And also, one of the important things is that it really, let's take Disney. Disney is a company that survived all, as they say, all challenges. Its strategy, as I met one of their leaders in customer experience, its survival and its vision is that they really run and try to ensure that they run from generation to generation. They don't even look to 5 years, they look to generations. So they build on stories, on joy, on moment of truth, on all the tools that help the customer to really remember them in a special way.
Right. And when building these customer experience strategies, sometimes companies go short. They do not meet the expectations. So what are some of the challenges when trying to put together these strategies and customer experience long-term plans? From your experience, where do organizations go wrong when trying to make this approach?
Great. Thank you for the question. One of the, there are multiple issues. One is that the company or the organization is not aligned in the vision of customer experience. There are a lot of thoughts everywhere, and there are a lot of, as they say, walls between departments that they don't have a customer-centered mind. This is one of the challenges, that organizations don't have customer-centered mind. Let's see Amazon. Amazon is so central about the customer. Their board meeting, they have an empty chair for the customer. An empty chair. So this presents that even on the board, customer is listened to. So they don't make a decision until they ensure that this customer, who are they investing to improve, is okay with what direction they have. This is one of the things. Secondly, is that people are not educated enough that who are leading this project to really have the correct tools. In customer experience, there are three main pillars, which are people, technology, and processes, which we mean by that strategies. So if the people are not assigned correctly, are not the right people for the right position, you will, unfortunately, will not reach your goal and strategy, and it's building a correct customer experience. If the technologies are not supporting and not helping these companies to reach, unfortunately, maybe you have done and added, let's say, a system which is highly effective, but this is something you don't need because your people are not qualified enough to use it, or even your customer. So you fail. The third one is that you build a strategy which is so far from what you need because you didn't understand the need of your customer. And even at the same time, you didn't understand how the people or the technology, what you have, are available for you to excel and reach.
Right. You mentioned technology there, and one of the current trends, obviously, is AI and other technologies available.
Yes.
So where do you see the world and customer experience going in as far as the technology is concerned? I remember a while back, this could be early 2000s or late 90s, where when you apply for a job, one of the requirements, they say you must know how to use a computer. It was a special skill back then. Today, they don't even ask that. It's obvious that you have to know how to use a computer. And where we're going, a few technologies that we're struggling with now are going to be a given by consumers and everyone around us. So how do you see this impacting on the service delivery of various industries?
Sure. Technology, it's very important that we want to ensure one main and crucial thing in customer experience, which is relating to technology, which is that technology is a tool to make your customers' life and journey easier, not harder. So this has to be the objective. An example, Steve Jobs, when he built any of his technology, he said, build it from the eyes of the customer, not build it from your eyes, or build it from what you think is really correct. No, you take it the other way around. You see what the customer has a problem for and build it from there and start building on it. This is how you make it easier. See where the customer is facing a challenge and build it. So if we see that and we have a strategy very clear and we implement the three main pillars, people, technology, process, even in building a technology, that it has to be that smooth and easy journey for your customer, it means that they will excel. An example, a CRM, some organizations that I see are even so big, but I don't see that they are utilizing their CRM correctly. Why? Because the CRM, the main objective is customer relationship management. So if you take this word, which is for the CRM, and implement it correctly by collecting and supporting the data and supporting your customer, I think so you will excel. An example, ticketing system. As simple as it is, if you fail to have a true, as they say, process management and process built behind it, you are gonna fail because of that your promise is not fulfilled. Ticketing system is that you're promising your customer, I'm gonna fix or finalize your inquiry and this KPI on this SLA, an example. So in this SLA, I'm gonna finalize it. So technology is a tool to make your customer life easy. How much you make it easy and understandable that you know your customer and give him what he needs. It could be that he doesn't need, a tool that is with an AI. This is something for you that you see fit for you, but you don't know that it could be your customer has a problem that for using a simple technology that it could be that he needs or she needs a WhatsApp only. Just a communication tool, that just the communication, having a correct response behind it, and that will be enough. So technology is a supporting and a tool that will help you reach to the customer satisfaction, but it's not a tool that will let you excel. The excel is that you need to have the three pillars in line together, and each culture differentiates itself from each other.
Right. Now, one of the challenges that professionals in this field face is the measuring and proving to the senior management that these customer experience initiatives are going to work. So what are some of the matrices and measuring tools we can use to show that we are making progress on customer experience and that it's having a positive impact on the business?
Sure. An example. First of all, let's be clear that now in customer experience there are multiple sectors. There is the patient experience sector, there is the guest sector, there is the customer experience sector, there is the hospitality sector. So each one of them has its own mentality and has its own way of implementing and measuring this implementation. Is it correctly done? But on the high level, which is, as they say, that everyone uses, is one is a CSI, Customer Satisfaction Index, is also the NPS, Net Promoter Scores. And then when we move to more, as you are aware, that now as e-commerce are excelling. So you could see the churn ratio, which that this ratio shows you that how many customers are you losing. And at the same time, there is the retention customer and the retained customers. The retain and as they say, the return customers and the ratio of customers who are utilizing you and staying on your platform more these are tools that are measured by the e-commerce more. An example, if we go to hospitality, it's more to satisfaction. that how you make it more on to measure that the word of mouth is there. So MPS is one of the tools that you really help in doing that. Patient experience is totally another, as they say, another planet. So patient experience has its own, that empathy had its own emotional intelligence measurements in that field. So each one of each sector has it. But every management would like to see an ROI. Now I did an investment, I want to see the ROI. So the ROI, the simple ROI is that if I just go to back, that link the satisfaction to the money ratio that you are getting or the sales that you are getting. As much as the satisfaction per organization, like the CSI or the MPS, and per employee, which is interacting or selling, link it to the same time to your sales, to your customers who are retaining. When you have that capability, you will be capable of showing your management that you are capable of building and having more initiatives to improve.
Right. I now want to circle back to what you mentioned earlier, the people, processes, and technology. The way the world is moving right now, so many things are happening. On the technology bit, we already mentioned how it is evolving very fast. But the people and the processes, I'm curious on those two, because with the people, like I mentioned earlier, their skill sets are varied, their edges are varied. Sometimes you'll find in an organization a job that could be done by a 40-year-old today, an early 20-year-old can do because he has the skills to execute. And so when you're drawing a long-term plan for a business, how easy is it to balance the people, process, and technology in a way that the organization moves together with those three in one direction, that one is not leaving the other behind? So that balance, because they keep changing, how prudent or how effectively can you keep an eye on those and make sure that you are on track?
Correct. So when I'm consulting an example, one of any project that we go through, the first thing that we do an assessment. Do an assessment comparing and linking it to their strategy. We want to be sure that is their strategy linked to what they have from people, technology, process or not. So if I take your inquiry and put it on the floor or put it on basically on the table with one of my customers, which I'm visiting these days to really fulfill that, because it's an SME. So there is a differentiator between building a customer experience correctly and having the best. So building the customer experience correctly, it means that the first, you need to have the right strategy. After you have the right strategy, you get the right people. After having the right people and training them and making them breathe and sleep your customer experience strategy, get the technology. At that time, gradually, while you are growing, and I'm crossing my finger and hoping for everyone to see it on a positive side, that the companies are growing positively, you need to really always measure that how is the market impacting or getting impacted with what you are providing, from service, from communication, and from product-wise. When you cover these three, you will be capable of ensuring that you will evolve easily, because as much as you hear what is in the market from your customers, you will start fixing problems that are internally getting faced. Sometimes you will see inquiries, complaints. These are measuring, helping you to understand where do you face some challenges to really work with you. You need to ensure that they don't face it again. At the same time, hearing from customers and giving them the chance to tell and recommend what you can do for them in a better position. Why? Because the customer is the best tool for you to really help you to change. You will, as we say it in Arabic, no one is like the mirror that you see. The mirror that you see is the best mirror of you that you will see, but no one will be more honest to you than your mother and father and tell you, no, this is wrong or right. People will come and say, no, they will try to compliment you because either they don't want you to be angry or they are afraid of you. But your mother and father, no. So your customer is like your mother and father. He will come as much as she or he is loyal to you. They will come and tell you, yes, this is the way that you need to change. This is the way that we want you to do. This is the way that we want to interact with you. We didn't like this. We like this. This is what's happened. An example, Amazon is one of the biggest tools that you could see in that area. Amazon always, it really tries its best to continue in that area. Zappos, which was, an example, one of the companies, Zappos, which started with let's say, I think so it was 99 or before that, with their target for the first year to just hit 10 million. They managed to hit 30 million. And they got purchased by Amazon after 10 years for 1 billion. So just for having their customer. The CEO of Amazon, when they told him, you could build anything like Amazon. Sorry, anything like Zappos. Why do you need? He said, I can build it, but I need the culture of Zappos. I need the community of Zappos to defend me. Because of that, now you could see the ROI of customer experience.
Right. So I have a question before we wrap up the interview. Yeah. In your experience, you've seen so many things happen. What is one thing that you learned in all these years that is not obvious? I think through your experience that you saw in the world of customer experience that made you think, okay, that's a different perspective, or that is a thing I did not know. What was one of those learning moments that you've actually gotten to appreciate over the years that maybe before you started, it was not very obvious?
If I may take my, as I say, mind and back to the old days, if I make it, we go back to American Express, because it was the days that really I got, as I say, lectured and centralized about customer experience, because it's a company that really built that in me. One of the main things is that know your customer. Is that when you know him on the personal level and have that communication and that interaction and implement it in something bigger, like in your people, the same thing that you have it with the external customer, you have it with your internal customer, and have that balance, that's a differentiator. That will help you on the bad days when you have a challenge. An example, when because American Express, we had a chance that there was, unfortunately, a drowning of a big boat that was going from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, to Egypt. And there were some Saudis who were using they used their American Express card to purchase a ticket. You will not believe, American Express International sent us the information, asked us to go to ensure that everything is okay for the customers. They didn't look for the money. They went to ensure how can we help you and what we can do. This is how you build a relationship. This is how you make it different. These customers, you will not believe, are communicating to me personally now, and you're talking, the last day that I knew them were in 2011, 2012, and they are communicating to me now as a friend. Just because I was, as they say, human to human interaction. This is, don't make the interaction between an organization and like they say, a provider and a service provider and a service attractor, like it's 1 to 1, like a block to a block. No, make it as much as human as you can. That will make a huge differentiator. And know your customer. When you know your customer and know how to interact with them, you will see yourself excelling. You could see it in even your friends. One of your friends who knows everyone has that special capabilities of having that interaction, that knows how to treat this guy and how to treat this lady. You will see him excelling himself. You will see him improving. This is the same thing with that. If it gets implemented in an organization or a company, as small as it is, as an SME or big, that will make a difference.
Well, Waleed, that brings us to the end of the interview. I can't thank you enough for all the knowledge you've shared with us and the takeaways. But before you go, how can people connect with you on the internet? Where can they find you and learn more about what you're doing?
I'm on LinkedIn. I will be more than happy. Waleed AlHamdan, my name is in LinkedIn. I will be more than happy to support anyone to really see if I have my daily educational posts and customer experience, and doing that for if someone has a question, just you could say directly DM me anytime, and I will be more than happy to answer you. And hope that I will be in that confident and trust that you have gave me this trust and hope for everyone.
Well, thank you so much, Waleed, and we hope to connect with you on LinkedIn and wish you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope to see you, and hope to see you in face-to-face here in Riyadh or in Saudi very soon. Thank you very much.